Hey everybody, it's Corey with CVMA. Welcome to our, what is this, fifth now? Fifth live streaming class is what we're at already? I can't count my head. We're at six. All right, no, I think we're number four. Oh, number four. We're number four. I write those, and I should know this. I don't know these. But welcome to our fourth live streaming class. So that gives us 2 weeks of I hope we're getting into a little bit of a rhythm here today. I hope we're getting a little bit of rhythm as we go through this. But welcome, everybody. Today we're going to, the first live stream that we did, I kind of mixed hands and feet together, and we kind of stuck to the basic kicks and things like that. Today we're going to review the basic kicks and then move into some more advanced kicks. So I got my partners behind me here today, or beside me here today. We're going to try to move into more of the advanced kicks. So we're going to be doing some spinning kicks, some rear kicks, things like that. We're going to get up into the higher levels of the kicks. So as always, I'm going to give different techniques for beginners and advanced students to use. You're always welcome to give the advanced stuff a try. I am going to talk about them a little bit so that you learn a little bit about them. And if nothing else, it's not the first time you've seen it after this, so that'll be good. That'll be good for everybody. So definitely going to need some room in the living room today, so you don't kick anything. If you have a partner, bring them. This is going to be good stuff for them too. You're going to have a pad holder to kick and hit. If not, use the air. The air is a great training partner. If you have a bag at home, you can set them up kind of like I got them here today. If you want just a regular bag, this bag will work just fine, or any bag like this will work just fine. I've got one over here so I can show hitting through a target, mostly on roundhouse kick and hook kick, but that works as well. Like I said, if you have the air, use the air. If you have a bag and you want to give yourself a little bit of a challenge, put a couple like little pieces of tape or a little mark on the bag so you can do different points that you got to hit, especially for advanced students, because your accuracy on your kicks is going to become very important down the line. So I'm going to mention this at the beginning of the stream, and then I'll mention it at the end as well. First of all, I'll say thank you guys for all your support in nominating us for Best in Franklin County again this year. It's a really big honor for us, and we're happy to be considered for that award. So the voting is open. It is open till this Sunday, or I think through this Sunday. So if you haven't seen our post, go on our Facebook page, take a look at our post. It gives you the link to go out and vote. I think it's bestof.publicopiniononline.com or something like that. But go out there and cast your vote. Just remember, you got to do 10 categories in order for your vote to count. So give a couple other businesses out there some love. But thank you again, everybody, for your support, for getting us nominated. And now's the time to vote. See if we can win the award and keep the trend going. Additionally, we got some people that reached out to us regarding some pads. We do have a limited supply of gloves and pads available here in the building, as well as that we can get a hold of. So Sam, hit us on our Facebook page or give us a call, text, email. Just reach out to us and we'll see what we can do. We'll do our best to accommodate during this time. The other thing I'll mention is next week's live stream, starting on Monday, we're going to take a dive into defense. So we're going to do 2 classes on defense. One day will be on sort of the basics around defense and how it's formed and doing some striking defense. And then the next day will be all escape-based. So really in the next week here, if you have the ability to have a partner for those, somebody at your house already, mom, dad, bring them. If you can coax one of them into giving you a hand, because it'll be a little easier to have a partner with you. Just make sure you have your masks on. You don't want to spread anything. Something. But all right, so let's talk about getting started here. So again, we're going to be working kicks today. So get space cleared in between you and everything that can be broken by you. Clear out a space there, and we'll go ahead and start. So give you a second to Clear your space or just clear your head, one of the two. All right, let's get to work here. So we'll begin in rest position. So drop, together, get. All right, let's take a minute and just kind of warm yourself up, move around a little bit, get yourself loosened up, especially in the legs, and since we're going to be using them a good bit today. We did focus on hands the last stream, so this will be pretty much all feet. So things we may talk about today, and we'll see where we get to. We may talk about stuff like recovering from a kick, follow-ups, foot position, hip position, balance, things like that, everything that goes into a kick. But we're going to start by just going through all the kicks and giving you some time to work on them, both front leg kicks, back leg kicks, spinning kicks, all that good stuff. So again, because YouTube Live doesn't necessarily tell us who you are, if you're out there in the comments, let us know who you are so that we can interact with you more personally and say hi to him. We got Sam behind the chat today, so give him a shout out, say hi to him. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and start here. So we're going to work again a little bit of a quick flow to warm the body up. Let's put our feet together, our weight to the left side, nice and easy. Just circle the ankle on the right foot. And switch. All right, work into the knees, bring your feet together, bend to the knees, hands to your knees here, nice and easy, just rotate. Some people, if this bothers your knees, you can just kind of do what I usually do, is just straighten and flex, just to get those knees working a little bit, or you can circle. Circle and just try to go both directions a couple times. Shoulder width, hands to your hips, nice and easy, and just rotate hips. And then after a couple times, settle back to center and then go the other direction. All right, we'll work up into the torso, just nice and easy, just rotate. I said on the last week or last time, if you're working out and you have somebody's got another phone or something like that, if you want a short clip of you guys working out with us, we'd love to see it. You can post it to Facebook, tag us in it, we'll see it, and it's pretty cool to see you guys working out along with us since I don't get to see you face to face. All right, gonna work into the shoulders, so just stand natural. Nice and easy, just rotate the shoulders backwards or forwards, up to you. Then we'll switch and go the other direction here in just a second. All right, let's go the other way. All right, now let's work bringing the shoulders across the body. So we're going to bring our hands up about parallel here. We're going to come across, over on your own. Just make a small, slow movement through here. All right, now let's just circle the arms above the head. Then we'll bring in the other direction. All right, let's work our way into the elbows. Pin the elbows to the body, nice and easy. Just fast, nothing crazy right now. I'm just trying to warm up a little bit. We'll go the other direction. All right, we'll work into the wrists. Open hands, interlock the fingers, close the hands, and rotate the wrists nice and easy. Shake here. All right, then we'll work to the head. So stand up straight here. Look over slowly to your left. And And slowly back to center, slowly to the right. Slowly back to center, slowly back to the left one more time. And slowly back to center and then back to the right one more time. And then slowly back to center and take your head, look straight up in the air. Back to center and then chin down to the chest. And head back to center. And up to the sky one more time. And then down one more time. Back to center. You take your left ear, drop it to your left shoulder. Slowly. And back up to the right, slowly. Back up to the left, slowly one more time. And up. And down to the right, slowly. And back up. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a couple quick warm-ups here, just get the body functioning a little bit. So we'll go down, we'll start and push up like normal. Last time I showed the can do here, but we're going to do 20. We'll do 10 and 10. Feet, totally up to how you do. Just, straight from now, and then always find that goal. So if you're having trouble doing maybe 5, work to get 6. If 5 becomes easy, you work to get 6. If 6 gets easy, you work to get 8, 9, 10, all the way up to that 20 mark. And if 20 is easy for you, then maybe pick a different push-up, make it a little more difficult for yourself, or slow your movement down a little bit and do a little bit more of a slow, controlled movement. It's totally up to you. Cutting in and out. Should be. Not my. Let me adjust real quick. Any better? Oh, okay, yeah. No, you're fine. Yeah, keep me up. Worst comes to worst, we'll switch the loud packs out. All right, let's go into the push-ups here. So you can take your plank position, whatever is whatever. Just gonna do regular just to start here. All right, let's do 10. And sit, net, yes, yo, up, yo. All right, relax that. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to on my knuckles just for fun, but you can take the opportunity to change your push-up here. So good, reset yourself up in your new position or the same position you were in before, and we'll do 10 here. Huh. Oh. Yes. All right, relax that. Let's go over on the backs real quick. I remembered this kind of. Switch that over. Okay. On the backs. Last week I showed last week we did the V-up, the sit-up V-up. There's so many different exercises you can do. So pick your favorite. But we're going to do 20 in total. So we're just going to go right through 20. So if you want to stop and switch halfway through, that's up to you. You can do the same exercise the whole time. It's totally up to you. I'm going to do. I'll just do regular sit-ups just to. You pick your own exercise here. We'll do 20. There we go. Oh. Sit. Net. Us. Yes. Up. Go. Huh. Go. Set. Net. Yes. Yes. Go. Up. Go. All right, relax that. Anybody in chat, are you guys getting some weird audio issues too? Like feedback? It might be. Move it down a little bit, see what happens. Okay, we'll leave it there. If worst gets to worst, I'll just switch the lock back out. Could mic itself. Anyway, okay, let's go up on our feet here. And we'll do a couple squats just to get the legs warmed up. And then we'll move right ahead. So for a squat, I'm just going to walk through this real quick, just make sure everybody's on the same page with me. Feet shoulder width apart, feet going forward. Gripping the floor with the outside of the feet, just like a horse stance. The big key is not to hunch, right? So it's not like when you're weightlifting, you got a little bit of a bent back to keep that weight on your shoulders. This one, you're going to keep your back straight. You're going to go down straight down towards the ground, as opposed to leaning your back in. So try to stay straight up here. And you don't have to go past parallel, right? It's just down to parallel and back up. Not all the way down through. It'll be a little more difficult on the knees. All right, so let's try these. Just follow my count. Do as many as you can here. Not more than 20, obviously, just because of a pace issue, but we'll go anywhere from, you do how many you need to do, and we'll do 20 to start. All right, here we go. Follow me. Do. Set. Yes. Yes. Up. Go. Set. Yes. Yes. Good. Up. Go. Okay. Well, if it keeps getting bad like that, let me know. If it stays going that, we'll swap it out. I'll tell you what. Let's do it this way. We're getting ready to move into the kicks now. So go ahead and get your spot set up. I'm going to switch mics. We'll see if we run into any more problems. How's that sound? Forgive our technical difficulties. Yeah, it's different frequencies, so that should take care of it. Okay. Sorry about our little technical difficulties there. We're gonna hope this fixes it up here. All right. So we're gonna move into the kicks now. So let's I'm gonna go into I'm gonna skip the front snap kick just because it's not real great on a bag. So I'm gonna walk away from that one. I'm gonna go right into the thrust kick to start with. So I'm gonna touch on some of these kicks that we've already covered just real quickly. And then we're going to move into some of the kicks that we haven't covered as we go through some more combinations and things like that. So thrust kick, remember, can be front or rear leg. If we're talking a rear leg kick, what we're going to do, we're going to pull that knee right into the chest, right? So not extending out with it. We're going to pull it into the chest. We're pushing straight into the bag. What part of the foot are you hitting with? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. It can be anything from the flat of the foot, straight flat of the foot, like this here, to the ball of the foot. Some people say the heel as well. I don't like that one because you really got to get that thing backwards, and I almost have to come up on my bottom heel to do that. So I like either flat of the foot or ball of the foot if you're trying to be surgical and really hit your target real specifically. So just as a warm-up, take it easy on these kicks. Do 5 on each side, and then just kind of stop and wait, and we'll start from there. So 5 thrust kicks, you can go front leg, rear leg, totally up to you how you want to do it. Go ahead. Give you guys a second to work through that. Yeah. So Ron was telling me about the plant foot, right? So good thing to mention. This is my plant foot. Be the foot that's on the ground. So the non-kicking leg, yep. So if I'm kicking, what I don't want to do is come up like that, where I'm up on my toes, or worse, on my heel. Keep that flat. So when I'm kicking, that thing is flat on the ground, right? Kind of want the weight still toward the ball of the foot, but you don't want to lift up on your toes. You want as much rooting to the ground as possible. So that goes for most kicks, so just be aware of that as you're kicking. All right, let's talk side kick now. So we know about the front leg kick. We did that in the last video, right? Or we did that in the kick one. So 4 steps. I tortured chat last time. I made them tell me what it was. We'll go through it, right? So chamber, chamber, pivot, kick, rechamber. Right? So I don't want to come up and just lift my leg up to the target, right? And I certainly don't want to kick and then just drop it down, right? So it's a chamber, a pivot, a kick, and then bring it back as you set it to the ground. All right? So your chamber can be, depending on the situation, straight up, 45, or looped. It's up to you. It depends on the situation that you're trying to work in. Straight up is for quick, at distance side kicks. 45 is the more traditional standard, and it's used for at distance or even a little bit closer. The loop is real close kicks. They're stuck to you. You're going to come inside and get your distance out. So up to you which one you want to use. If you're beginners, I would say stick with the standard. Bring the knee up, turn that foot, kick, and rechamber. Notice the hip. The hip does not stay out this way. It rolls over, right? So show the hip. Otherwise, you can't get that kick out to the side. Advanced belts. Go away from the front leg. Rear leg kick, right? So you can do your rear leg side kick. Let's stick with that. Or if you want to, you can do your step behind, right? Step behind. Or you can hop in with it. Totally up to you. In beginners, you know step behind side kicks. If you know sequence 3 and 4, so you can use those. You know rear leg as well. So take your opportunity. Do 5 on each leg. Whatever kicks you want to do. Advanced belts, hold on to the spinning. We're going to get to that one in a second. Okay? So everything but the spinning. All right? Go ahead. Play a little bit. All right, play there a little bit. Remember when you're doing your side kicks, all heel, right? So you don't want to come in and toe the bag where you're hitting like that. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but I don't want to be hitting with my toes. I want my heel to be the thing that's making most of the contact. Okay, move this back a little bit. We're going to go through the quick review of the 4 thrust, well, 3, thrust, side, and round. Then we're going to go back and talk about spinning. All right, so bear with me on that. So we're going to go into the round kick real quick. Front leg, rear leg. I guess you could jump if you wanted to. It's up to you, advanced belts, but front or rear. So round kick, much like the side kick, except here, when I pivot, I don't want my hips to roll under this way. I want them to open. So I'm going to chamber, I'm going to pivot, open them to the side of the target, then kick here, right? Hitting with the top of the foot on the side of the target. So your front round kick here, right? Or my rear round kick coming around this way. Totally up to you, whichever one you want to do. 5 on each side, go ahead. All right, keep playing with that one. Same idea as the thrust and the side kick. Keep that plant foot down. So even when you're pivoting, you want to pivot and get it back to the ground. So if this is my pivot leg or my plant leg, I'm going to come up just long enough to get my foot turned around. And then it's going right back to the ground, gripping the ground. Because I need that stability when I'm going to hit the bag, because that energy is going to come back into me. So I've got to be ready for that. All right, so let's now play. We did the 3 basics. Let's now go into the spins. All right, so beginners, if you want to try this, let's do it. All right, advanced students, you got to be with me on this. All right, so step versus spin. All right, so if I'm coming toward you, a step is what you're naturally accustomed to, which is to take your back foot and run it straight forward. So closing the body this way. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to step. So we see a lot of people when they do spinning kicks, they'll take a step and then try to kick this way. That's not the kick we're doing. We're spinning. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your back leg, and instead of coming forward, you're going to drop the leg behind here. Okay, that's the spin. So your back is going to show for a very small amount of time. Now, big key to this, watch where my eyes go. I don't want this. I don't want to go like that. You notice when I was about halfway around, I can't see you. Now I can see you. And when I was throwing the kick, or I would have been, my foot was in front of me and I still couldn't see it, right? So that's a quick motion. When I'm here, the first thing that comes around is my head, so I can see you before I throw my kick. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm kicking, and I'm hoping for the best. So I want you to come here, and as you're spinning, that head comes first, right? Even before that kick gets thrown. So here, I'm just going to chamber the leg here. Now I would throw the kick, but I can see you before that kick comes out. All right, so beginners, if you want to try this, break this down. Spin, then kick. So we're going to do the side kick, right? Spinning side kick, spinning back kick, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to spin, then throw the side kick. Put it in those 2 steps. So notice I can't be right here, because if I spin, I run into the bag. So I got to be a step away. So I can't touch it. I'm way far away from it. I'm going to take my back foot. I'm going to spin, put it in front of me. Then I'm going to pick up and kick with that leg, right? So here, spin, set up, see the bag, hit the bag. Okay? So beginners, that's what I want you to do. Come here, set up, kick. Advanced students, you know how this works. Take the back leg, chamber it in motion, line up, throw your kick. Here. Okay? Recovery. A couple ways. I can spin, kick, and can spin back out, a little risky, or I can spin kick, drop the foot, and slide. Up to you. Try both if you want to. One's more risky than the others, but they also have some benefits to them. Do 5 each. I'm going to suggest you do 5, stop, breathe a second because you might get a little dizzy. All right? So give these a shot. Go ahead. Okay. So keep doing your kicks. A little dizzy on that one. All right, so keep going, but remember, accuracy is still key. You got to stay in the center of the bag. If you're starting to kick over here, or you get that one, we all do it, where you do your kick and you go way off the side of the bag. Doing this as you can see. If I come over here and I go, whoa, I didn't get to the bag. You're not turning enough or turning too much. So take your time. Work it to here where you go in chamber. If I throw that kick, I know I'll hit it. So, okay. Now we're going to try the one that we don't do a lot. It's a spinning roundhouse kick. It's a Christine Rodriguez special. She loves doing this kick. So this one's real tough. What I have to do is I have to spin and then round kick on this side. So your body motion's going this way, and the kick's got to go this way. Really tough on the hips. You got to have that turn precise. So again, I spin, I set, I kick to the side. So beginners, stick with that if you want to. If you want to try this, you get all the way around, stop yourself, kick the bag to the side. All right? So here, here. Okay? So try if you will. This one's a tough one. Just try 5 on each side. Try a couple. Play this a little bit. Go ahead. That one didn't come out right. All right, that one is tough. That one's not one that you get overnight. I'll tell you guys, I'm having a really hard time with this because I talk to myself when I hit the bag a lot, and I got to not do that so you guys don't have to listen to me talk to myself. So if I say something to myself, it may not be directed toward anybody. It's probably directed toward me. So I have a bad habit of doing that. And any of you guys that train with me or have been in the advanced class and we're hitting bags, you've heard me. So, all right. Now we're going to get into some of the more advanced kicks. So beginners, you have the option to stick with the kicks we just did if you want to. If you want to work with us and move on, go for it. But my advice is don't bite off more than you can chew to start with, right? Especially if you're a couple months in, you got a lot to learn on the stuff we've been doing. I don't want you to overload yourself with additional information, right? Stuff that you don't need for a long time. So we're going to get into the hook kick, the crescent kick, the axe kicks, kind of. Do the axe kicks a little bit just because it's hard to do on a bag, but we're going to get into more complicated kicks. So beginners, practice the kicks we just did. Rewind this and go look at those kicks. But, keep the, and look at what you need to, right? But if you got all that and you're kind of thinking, I'm comfortable with all that, I want to try something else, it's up to you. You get that opportunity. So that's what's cool about these classes for all levels is I can do some and work my way on to others. So, all right. So we're going to work the hook kick first. So what's different between the hook kick, the side kick, and the round kick? Besides where you hit, because I don't care about that right now. What's different? The difference is where you adjust the hip, right? So I'm going to go on this pad so you can see it. If I'm doing a side kick, hip's coming across the body, and I'm firing straight out, right? If I'm doing a round kick, hip opens, and I'm going to the side of the target. If I want the hook kick, hip's coming inside like the side kick, but I'm coming outside the target with it. So I'm doing a side kick sort of at a 45 angle, and then I'm hooking the hip across. All right? So you get 3 kicks with similar mechanics. You still pivot, you still chamber, chamber, pivot, you still kick and re-chamber. All right? So the hook kick, what we're going to do is we're going to chamber just like the side kick. We're going to pivot, but now we're going to throw the side kick 45 this way. Okay? And then what we're going to do is pull it into the body. Now, the big key to this is, just so you can see it toward the camera, you don't want to just do this. You don't want to just pull the knee. You want to out and push the hip and pull the knee all at once. That's what gives it the whip. All right? So here's the difference. If I just pull my foot, you hear that, right? But if I pull the hip, there's a big difference between the two. So you got to get, I don't know how that came out on audio, but there's a big difference between those two kicks. So you got to pull the whole hip. It's a hip motion, not just a retraction of the leg. All right? So I'm going to give you the option, if you're just doing the hook kick for the first time, front leg. Pick up, hook. Right? A little too close. Pick up, hook. If you've done the hook kick a while, you can try to go rear leg, which is tough. It's the opposite of the rear round kick. You got to bring your hip this way and the kick that way. So it's like the round kick in reverse. So I'm going to come up this way. Or you can spin, hook kick, right? All one motion would be here, through. Okay? Up to you. Now, before we start, let's talk recovery, especially on the spin. When you're spinning, you have 2 options for recovery. You can go all the way through. So if I'm here, I'm going to go all the way through the target and bring it back behind me. Or you're going to control it, stop at the target, and drop it and retract, kind of like the rear side kick, or the spinning side kick. All right? So up to you how you want to recover, but know that you should be able to do both, obviously. All right? So is that in frame, Ron? Is that good in frame? Can you see that back? Okay, good. All right. I want to make sure I don't move too far out of frame. So, all right. So let's do 5 hook kicks each side. Front, back, spinning, up to you. Work through them each side and then give yourself a minute. All right, go ahead. Ooh, too far. See there, I'm talking to myself again. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, keep working through your kicks there. Ooh, watch the toe. Okay. So as you're working through those hooks, remember distance on this one's a little different because even though you're pulling that leg back, you still got to extend it fully to get to the target, right? So it's a little deceiving. You think you got to be a little closer because you're going to wrap around them, but you really don't want to wrap around them. You want to hit at the extension of the kick. So something to be aware of as you're doing hook kicks. Okay, let's go on to the next kick here. So we're going to talk about crescent kicks real quick. This is one we don't touch on as much as we probably should. It's a tough one to hit bags with unless you got this clapper pad here. Real great if you have a hand pad right now, like you've got a partner. This is real nice. And in the air, these are nice too. So crescent kicks are inside, outside, or outside, inside, which means the first word is where your foot starts, what side your foot starts on, and then the second word is where it ends. So, for example, if I was going to do a rear leg inside to outside crescent kick, this is the inside of my body, this is the outside of my body, right? So I have to imagine that little box of frame in front of me here. I'm going to start from the inside of the body in the square and then go out of the square, right? So if I'm going to take my back leg and do an inside-outside crescent kick, I'm going to come in the body, out of the body, all right? If I was doing a rear leg outside to inside, I would start out of the body and work my way into the body. So different types of kicks for different situations, right? Now front leg is the same. Inside to outside, I would start in the body, work my way out. If I was starting outside the body, or if I was doing outside inside, I would start outside the body, work my way in. So different kicks for different scenarios. Try both. All right, so we got inside crescent kicks, inside outside crescent kick, and outside inside. So if you have a bag like this, I'm going to recommend that you don't hit it, right? I'm going to recommend you go in front of it, like this here. People do hit the bag with these. I don't like the recoil it gives you on the knees. It's a weird angle. It's up to you. Generally, you're not going to hit something that solid with a crescent kick that is going to push you backwards this way. You're going to hit an arm. You're going to hit, maybe sweep out a leg with it. But you're not going to go into the torso with this kick so much. Maybe a situation calls for it, but generally not. So with that being said, hitting this bag gives you some nasty recoil at an angle that's not good for the knees. So just go in front of it this way. If you happen to have one of these, they're real nice for that because I can come through. I can whip through the target. If you have a pad holder, great. Hit right through the target, no problem. But 5 on each side, crescent kicks, out to in to out, front leg, back leg, up to you how you do it. All right, go ahead. On that side. Ooh, I haven't done that in a while. Man, spinning crescents, they're a little more difficult than you think. It's a good exercise in hip control, for sure. So keep working through those kicks. The crescent kick is nice for setup. So imagine if I have my hands in front of you this way, you're going to come up, you're going to take your back leg, dip my hand out of the way, open it to the outside of the body, and then side kick me if you needed to. Or you can even kind of tag the backhand with it to drop back fists in there. I've done that once or twice. It's a little more difficult, but usually doesn't work for me, but I try it every now and then. But there's a lot of different things you can do with a crescent kick. But mostly it's setup, right? You can also use a crescent kick to sweep inside of a leg, try to pick a leg. Again, that's a little more defense-oriented. Obviously not for sparring, but if whatever situation calls for. You have that option as well. Okay, so hopefully you got crescent kicks in. The last one we haven't talked about is the axe kick. This one's a little hard to do in the bag, but I want to cover it anyway. Sometimes we don't talk about it too much. Okay, the axe kick is sort of a cousin to a crescent kick-ish. The only difference is it's like a half crescent kick. So if I was going to do an axe kick, I can go in to out or out to in, either way. So if I was doing an inside-outside crescent kick, I would come here, inside the body, and open to the outside. On an axe kick, I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to go to the center. Right? So I'm going to go in and come to the center. As I come to the center, I'm going to extend my foot and drop it straight down toward the ground. I'm going to hit with my heel, so I'm coming up, and I'm dropping straight to the ground this way. This is a kick if they're doubled over, you're hitting them in the back of the head. You can also take this if you're real good with this. I used to know a couple of black belts that did this, and it always was so cool to watch. You can take it, you can drop it into the clavicle, which is real nice. You can come up through and drop it right in the clavicle here. Get a good tag in there. You have a lot of options with that. It's nasty, but it works. So axe kicks. Front leg, back leg, either one. You can go in to out, which is my personal favorite. A lot of people do go out to in, though. Just depends on what situation calls for. All right, so up to you, but do 5 and 5, so 5 on each side. I don't recommend bags on this one just because, A, there's nothing really to hit, but B, you come down on that plastic, you're going to have a bad day. If you have a pad holders, turn the pad over, hit this way, let your arm come out this way. Or put it on the back of your hand and let it come down. I like having this here. Just don't try to muscle it and hold it up there. Let it kick out and then come back up to where it's supposed to go. All right, go ahead, play with those real quick. Yeah, yep, we'll talk about that as I'm doing the explanation portion of it. Two keys to the axe kick. One, Ron just made a really good point. Plant foot is still flat. A lot of people, I don't know why, I hate doing this. A lot of people like to come up like that and raise up off. Watch this foot here. I'll pull my pant leg up here so you can see my whole foot. They like to go here. Really lift that foot up. That's a really bad idea. Worse if you go up on your heel. Keep that thing flat on the ground. Here, raise up here. Get your height by raising this leg, not by going up on your tiptoe. All right, so up here, leave that foot planted. Now, the other thing you can do on an axe, or the other thing you got to watch on an axe kick is there is a chamber, right? So you don't just want to lift this thing up in the air like this. Chamber it here. Then kick the leg out and go. A lot of people like to just bring this leg up. That's a lot of energy. It's easier to lift my leg this way than this way. So chamber it. When it gets up there, then extend it out and bring it down. Right? Using that hip flexor to bring it hard to the ground. All right? So go ahead and stop your axe kicks. So we're through all the basic kicks. Did I miss any? Other than talking about the snap kick, I don't think I missed any. So now we're going to do just a couple combinations here just for fun to end out the day. Cool. Great. Actually, that worked out perfectly. So we're going to work out a little combinations here. So the first one we're going to start with is one that I know Ron likes. I like it too. It's the crescent kick, side kick. We explained it. Heck, we might as well do it. All right. So again, this is that idea of moving that hand out of the way, open that hand up. So I'm going to come here. I imagine my partner's in position with me. If maybe they're southpaw, this works real well because you open that hand out hard. If they're not, then you get it to turn over this way, and then you get the rib open. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to come rear leg, outside, inside crescent kick this way. You're going to let it plant. or you can try to throw it in the air, up to you. But you're going to bring that foot through, side kick to the midline. All right? So the whole thing is through, side kick. If you wanted to, you could try to hit and turn it right into the side kick. That's up to you as well. It depends on how you want to do it. So go ahead, play with that a couple times on each side, see what you get out of it. When you're throwing this, one thing to be sure of is that there is a level change. So if I'm in my fighting stance, my hands are about at this level, but my ribs are about here. So that's two different distances. You got to crescent kick this high, in and around this level, probably about midline, and then go for that rib level. So you can't throw them at the same height. You can, but you're hitting the chest, not really where you want to go. So something to be aware of as you're doing these kicks, or this combination. All right, let's try another. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drop the crescent kick just like we did, right? So we're going to come through here. We're going to knock that hand out of the way. But instead of coming straight in like we did, maybe we got him with that the first time. So now maybe they're guarding low. We're going to come over with the hook, with the spinning hook. All right, so we're going to go here, set the foot, keep turning the hip, come through and hook. Now, that was weird. I didn't know how close it was. Now, big thing on this, don't put this here and stop this way. Notice where I put this foot. I told you we're going to talk about foot position a little bit maybe. If I drop this foot in front of me, now I'm too close. Now I'm way too close to throw. So I've got to kick, continue it. Let it come all the way back if I have to. Perfect place probably for me, right about where the same foot is, where the feet are together. This way when I come out, I'm at the same angle, the same distance. So give that a shot. Try that. Rear leg crescent kick out to in, followed by spinning hook. Go ahead. I'm going to play on this guy a little bit. Whew, too close. Huh? Or side. Well, that's what we did there previously. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ron's saying you can also do spinning side kick too. You could also come through here. Let me do this back. You can also come here, spin the side kick instead. Absolutely. You could spinning round kick too if you wanted to, but the way the hands move in it maybe doesn't make so much sense. There we go. So as you're throwing this, again, remember your distance, right? If you're watching me, that first one, my crescent kick was here, but I went way far up here on my hook kick. The reason is I did exactly what I told you not to do. I went here, and I went right from here to throw the kick, and now I'm way too close, right? So to fix that, I have to throw and get all the way back here. This way when I turn, I'm at the target. Right? So you saw there how improper technique throws your combination away. So a little bit of a object lesson for you. And no, I did not plan that. I actually just made the mistake the first time. So, but it's a good life lesson, right? We're all going to make mistakes, including me. Only just better for you guys is you're not on camera. It's forever recorded in history that I messed up. Oh, there's a lot of that going around for me, so it's okay. I mess up all the time. So you just learn from it, right? Now, and by the time I got done, I was right on target. So I learned from the mistake and fixed up what I needed to. So you always are allowed to make mistakes. Mistakes are not they don't end everything. They help you learn. Okay, let's try a different combination here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to give them a little bit of we're going to do a little bit of distance trickery here. So now you're going to get to play with that foot a little bit. So if you have a partner, this works real well. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a front leg side kick. Now what happens sometimes on a front leg side kick is they'll jam you, right? They'll come real hard in here and they'll stick your leg. So you got to put your leg down here and you end up falling out of it. Or you kick them and maybe you stumble a little bit. So their reaction is most likely going to be, I got him now. He's on his heels. I'm going in and get him. But we're going to play a little game with this. So I'm going to throw my front leg side kick, and I'm going to step it back here. Oh, no. There's my back. I'm in trouble. I'm vulnerable. Not really, right? So I'm going to know my distance. I'm going to kick. I'm going to set the foot, then throw my rear kick here. Just like we were talking about before. Now, the difference here is we're standing from a side kick instead of spinning the hips, right? Here, we can just drop the hip down. Now, I've got to come from here, and I've got to get those hips around. I've got to let this leg come back and turn me. So a little bit of a different mechanic, but relatively simple. Now, the big thing to know here is if you have a partner, they're going to do three different things. The first time you hit them, they're going to stay exactly where they are. So what you have to do is you have to kick, put that foot right back in line with the other foot so that when you turn and kick, you're still there. The second time you do it, they're going to move back. So now, if I kick and I put that foot back down and I go to kick, they're not here anymore. They moved away. So instead of putting the foot here, I got to put the foot here so that I can come into them. And then the third time, after you kick them, they're going to come into you. So now, if you go here, they're going to probably be about here. Now you got a real tough kick to get out, which you can do that. But instead, what you're going to do is kick, drop that foot back, and get them on the return. All right? So if you're in the air, you have to use your imagination a little bit. If you got a bag, use your imagination a little bit. All right? But go from there, okay? So go ahead. We'll keep it to this. We'll end on this. So do that drill with your partner or in the air, on your bag, however you want to do it. We'll work from there. Let's go ahead. What's that start with? I'm going to have to bounce away from it. That way. On a bag, on that close one, you might have to do a little adjusting, right? So here's what I did. I went here, and I set, and I backed out of it, then came back in. That let me hit the bag if I needed to. Or you can do a really close quarter side kick. It's up to you. You can come here, settle, even if you get to here, and just do that real tight chamber side kick. Totally up to you. All right, good. Keep playing a little bit there with that. Right. Yeah, Ron made a good point. That's why your head's got to get around. If you just go, well, I don't know where it was. I had no idea. That's why it's got to be hit. Get that head around, see where you need to put the foot, right? And you take snapshots. If I do this as my foot's going back, I'm still watching them to figure out where this needs to go. Here, here, here. And then once I set it down, and I make sure they're doing what I think they're doing, I got to get to here to make sure it's happening. And then I throw my kick. So there's stages to that you got to work through. All right? So, all right, go ahead and break with that. Bow to your partner, do the quarantine handshake, or the elbow, or just wave at them, whatever it's going to take. But thank you, partner. It's always nice to have a training partner. So if you're lucky enough to have a training partner right now, say thanks to them because they're helping you out, right? Hope you got a little bit of work in there. I know I did. We got the air shut off in here so it doesn't mess with the audio, so it's warm in here. But all that being said, that was some advanced kicks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, next week, Monday, Wednesday, we're going to spend both days on defense. Day one is going to be more, I don't want to say defensive basics because it's going to be defensive work, but it's going to be striking defense, 45-step, different block and follow-up combinations, things like that. You brown belts and above, very, very good time for you to be here and hone up on those because you know in your tests going forward, you're going to see a lot of that. So good opportunity for you guys to get some extra work in. Beginners, this is an opportunity to see where the things we're teaching you in the beginner class, where you use them, why we're doing them over and over again forever, why that front stance means so much, why that back stance means so much, all that good stuff, right? So it's a good idea for everybody to come in and check it out. If you have a partner or can get a partner, maybe mom or dad or sibling is there to help you out, bring them along for Monday, Wednesday because you may need a partner for this. If you don't have a partner, still come in anyway. You can work in the air, you can imagine it, or you can watch as I do it so you can pick out some of the details. Totally up to you. But if you don't have a partner, it doesn't mean you shouldn't come. Come on in, watch it, work with us, do some in the air, or just kind of watch and ingest it. And then when you do have a partner, you can practice a little bit, you can watch it again. So real quick, we're going to mention Best of Franklin County voting is still open through Sunday. So we really appreciate your support once again. And appreciate everybody's support for getting us nominated. Again, it's a big honor just to even be nominated for something like that. So if you can get out there and vote, we definitely appreciate it. And then if you do want to work with some gloves or pads, if you need some of that, reach out to Sam, Facebook. You can message the CVMA page on Facebook. You can call us, email us, whatever it takes, and we'll see what we can do to hook you up. Keep practicing, keep looking at these videos, the past live streams that we've done, including this one today, which goes up obviously right after this is over. Also, forms. We started pushing up our forms timeline, right? So Hyun Shonan, Hyun Nidon, both are up right now. So take a look at them. Detail and the full form are up there, so go check it out. For beginners, basic sequences 1 and 2 are both up there. 3 and 4 coming. But sequence number 2 is the one that people have a hard time remembering because it's the more difficult, I think, of the 4. So go up there and check it out. We go through everything. It's now up there for you to watch as many times as it takes to get it into your brain. So as well as a lot of stance videos out there right now. So go out, check them out. If you want to see, let us know what you want to see. Forms we talked about. We're going to do those more on demand, but defense, kicks, punches, blocks, stances. It's going to be hard to do sparring, unfortunately, but let me know what you want to see. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on Facebook. Tell us what you want to see so we can tune the rest of these toward you guys. But next week defense. Hope you guys are amped up for that. I know I am. But we'll have some fun. We'll come out and join us. So that's it for today. Really appreciate everybody coming out and joining us. Again, just keep in touch with us. Let us know what you guys want to see next. But so that's that. I'm Corey with CVMA. We'll see you again next time.